Today we're going to take a look at big differences between Morbius in the comics and Morbius in the MCU, or the Sony Spider-Man universe if you want to be technical. Just the nationality of the character appears to be different. Jared Leto is playing Michael Morbius with an American accent, but in the comics Morbius was actually born and raised in Greece. It was not until his studies that he moved to America, and though it's hard for it to come across in text, it's likely he would have had a Greek accent. The origins of the character's powers are clearly different as well. The trailers show Morbius opening a wound next to a bat cave to expose himself, but in the comics, Morbius simply created a serum and electrostatic treatments. The bat cave does make for a pretty cool shot though. The major MCU connection the trailer hints at is a potential team-up with Michael Keaton's Vulture, but the comics rarely had these two interact. The movies may be setting up a Sinister Six, but Morbius has never been a member of the Sinister Six before. The movie's universe clearly just isn't as entrenched in the comic book world, relegating Spider-Man and others to mere background details. But in the 616, obviously Morbius inhabited a world bursting with far more superheroes than just, a random spider-themed hero swinging in the background. The Morbius of the movie shares one key difference from perhaps his most iconic portrayal in media before. His hands don't have plasma suckers. While both the movie and comics have Morbius drink blood, the 90s Spider-Man cartoon famously had Morbius suck plasma through gross little suckers on his hands. It's probably best to drop that detail anyway. Radiation played a key role in many origins of the comics, but the movies seem to leave radiation out entirely. Morbius is as radioactively entrenched as anyone else, and it seems the idea was considered too hokey for the modern day. Spider-Man may pop up in the trailer, but it's notable that he's not a major character. Morbius is primarily a Spider-Man villain after all, and if the movie doesn't show the two fighting in his origin, then it's a huge change from the comics. Powers seem to be a potential point of departure as well, as the comics have so many and the trailers have yet to show any. Most importantly are Morbius' ability to hypnotize and shapeshift, both entirely absent so far in the film. The biggest change would be a deep cut even Morbius fans may miss. Actor Matt Smith may be playing Loxias Smith as a friend of Morbius sharing the same disease, but in the comics he kidnapped Morbius to experiment on him and turn himself into a living vampire. This could hint at a turn yet to come in the film, but from what we can tell, it takes major changes to make this happen to the character.